Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been a long time. Last time we revisited this thing was December, and I've got a lot done since then. So if you haven't been with us the whole time, recap. This is a 2003 Mercury Marauder with a 1972 Ford F100 body on top. Come check it out. Last time you guys were here, we were nowhere near this point. Last time we had the cab still sitting on the body. It wasn't welded on, but now she's welded on. So let's give you guys a little recap. So if you look in here, we were working on getting this gap as small as possible, and I think I achieved it pretty good. I've got a little bit of a space here, about 1/2 inch, but at the sides it's 0 and 0. So I've achieved what I wanted to. We got a brand new windshield in there, and it's looking good. So everything's welded up. We welded up the seam here directly to the Crown Vic firewall, put some insulation in there. I've driven this thing and there's no sounds. It's so quiet, it's pretty unbelievable, because the old swap that I had was on the Crown Vic frame, but the body was not cut up. It was just a full F100 body, and I mounted it without using rubber body mounts. It was just direct to the frame, and man, it was bad. It was pretty bad. So we got some, I call these things inner rockers. Maybe you can refer to them as sill plates, I don't know. But I made these things, and it took up the distance between the Crown Vic floor and the F100 cab. On both sides, welded her all up. Had to figure out some wiring issues. Turns out when I removed the Crown Vic front door, I cut the wire harness in here. Unbeknownst to me, the ground for this driver's seat ran down the harness, through the driver's door, and back to a ground on the far right. So I had to find that wire, link them back together, and now we got power seats. So the problem with this is that I'm 6'2". So these seats and this dashboard is a lot tighter than when you're in the F100 factory. And I wasn't sure if it was gonna fit or not, so when I got it all together, I was pretty happy that it fit. So I was able to squish the seat back against the cab here on both sides, and I would say it's about 90% of where I want it to be. Honestly, it's comfortable. If I had it my own way, I'd do an extra inch. I might eventually take the seat back apart and cut the frame and make it closer to the cab back wall, but for now, it fits, I'm happy, and I got all the features. AC, radio, there's even a factory subwoofer in behind that seat there. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy. So it's all welded on there, it's all good to go. The next step is the bed. So we're gonna bring in the bed from outside. I've already shortened it. It was a long bed, now it's a short bed. And I'm gonna bring it in here, set up a 4-point lift system with my forklift, and just lower it down and see what I gotta cut. My goal is to keep as much of this as possible because it's in great shape. The floor of the F100 bed is terrible. It's all rusted and yeah, it's bad. But the goal is to keep this. I'm gonna try and get rid of these little brackets here, all the extra pieces that are spot welded on there. If anyone needs some trim, I'm getting rid of my old trim. So that's the F100 trim from the factory when you got the Ranger XLT. I've taken mine all off, and we're going with the factory look. You can still see the holes where the trim was mounted, but it kind of goes with the theme of the truck. There's a bit of rust here, paint missing, holes, but it's all been clear coated, so we can wash it. Got to redo the roof at some point, but it's in good shape. Now when I drive this thing, I've got a bit of rubbing. The guys were saying it was going to happen, and I do have rubbing between the wheel or the tire and the fender, but that's okay, I can deal with that. So the next step is putting the bed on, and I'm looking forward to it because once the bed's on, it's going to look like a truck again. I have to take these wire harnesses here and attach them to the bed somehow. I was gonna run them under the bed, but I don't know. We'll kind of cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, I've put some drainage holes down here for the water to drain out. And then, see this chrome thing here? It's my roll bar. Just picked this thing up pretty cheap, and it is gonna be going in the bed, and it's gonna be sitting flush with the roof of the cab. So if you can picture it, the roll bar is gonna be right here. I've got 2 KC highlights to go in there, just almost like an ode to the 70s and 80s of Ford pickups. But that's where we're at, guys. Over and out. We'll talk to you soon. A little something I've been cooking up here for the F100 Marauder. This is just a little preview of what's to come. This is brakes off of a 2008 Ford Mustang GT 350, 500. Anyways, it's the Ford Mustang Shelby. We got 14-inch rotors. See that? 14. They're huge. We got 4 piston calipers. And I was really hoping that they would fit on the Crown Victoria, because I see a lot of people doing different brake upgrades. I've seen the Corvette brake caliper upgrade. I've seen just different ideas. This thing already comes with the police package brakes on it with the Marauder. But as you see, it's only a 2-piston caliper, and the rotors are, I believe, 12 inches. So yeah, they're good brakes, they're good for cop cars, they're good for Marauders, but I want the look. And as you see, you got these holes here. It's just a 2-piston caliper. It's great, it brakes well, but I'm after the look. So the look I'm after is this look right here, with a nice sticker on there that says, I don't know, might go with Mercury, might go with Shelby, not even sure yet. But the problem is these mounting holes. They're way different and they're spaced out. So my goal is I'm gonna make a bracket that's gonna make it work. And if I do create this bracket, I'm gonna market it. And all you guys with Crown Vic swaps are gonna be really interested. Now, I think after it's all said and done, calipers, brakes, and brackets, if I sell them at 150 bucks a piece, you're probably gonna be about $650 or 700 bucks Canadian to do this brake upgrade. But if it goes well, it'll be well worth it. So stay tuned, because if this thing works out well, it's gonna be the best brake upgrade for these cars, outside of spending $4,000 on a Brembo kit. Anyways, see you soon. We're out here in sunny Ontario. Just got a snowstorm a couple days ago. But I wanted to give you guys a little update on the bed. The bed's been sitting out here in the cold, rusting away, getting worse and worse. But shortly, hopefully this weekend, maybe next weekend, this is gonna be coming off of that frame and onto the Marauder, and it's gonna become a truck. So, give you a little walk around here. So I did this bed. When I say I did this bed, it was a long box. I made it into a short box, so I had to cut it. I didn't realize that there's better ways to do this. I think in the future, if I do another one, I'll do it better. But that's the way I did it, and that's what I got. The best way to do it is really to cut around these pockets, have the seam right on the edge here. But, you know, live and learn. But it is a short box, and they are pretty much impossible to find in Canada. So we're halfway there. This is the old Crown Vic gas tank, the old Crown Vic frame from a 2011, and these are my little brackets that I made up to hold the bed on. And yeah, well, it's not the strongest, but that is why we are redoing it. So this bed's coming off, we're going to be putting it onto the Marauder, and what we're going to do is these fender wells are going to get cut out, these inside plates probably cut out and welded directly onto the Marauder. Problem is, this is outside. I should be able to undo these bolts, but if I can't, I gotta cut them. And while moving the truck around, or what's left of the truck, I busted the gas tank, and there is leaky gas around, so it's not the best situation for a torch, but we'll see when we get there. But this is the bed. It's going together, and then I can finally get rid of this frame and have one more parking spot. Probably keep the wheels. I don't know. Engine and training for sale. Runs great.